This is going to need a big box. So cut that corner. We might be able to use this scored line here. We'll have a go. So there. Well, hello, welcome back to the Tat Cave. I've just been doing a bit of picking and packing these few bits, and whilst I've been doing it, a couple more orders have come in, and I thought, whilst I'm stood here chatting to myself and listening to music, I might as well be filming. The last time I did some picking and packing on a video, it had a really good response. People love to see me putting things in boxes. So I figured, we've got 2 more orders that have just come in. We'll pick those and then we'll pack them together and have a bit of a chat while we're doing it. So if that sounds like fun, stick around because that's what's going to happen. So the 2 things we need are this massive hex bug bundle, sold for 40, and then a small lot of Sylvanian Families furniture. It was hardly worth messing around with, but I had it, so I listed it. Total of $8.48 when you include the shipping. So if we come this way, the hex bugs is easy because it's that. This is going to need a big box. Yeah, all of that. And then the other one should be in my rummage box down here. Oh, I can see it already. It's right on top. That little bag. So in stark contrast to the huge job lot of hex bugs, this will be fairly simple to package. So, shall we start with this? Just going to need a small box and some padding. It should only take a couple of minutes. Right, so in here, there is not much at all. We have, if I can get it out, a kind of desk, a chair, a table, that one, and oh yeah, there's a tiny little telephone. Oh, that one, a chest of drawers, and a little cupboard. So I found an appropriate size box, and then I'm going to use some of this type of void fill. I love this stuff. It's kind of paper that's been cut, but I don't know, I just really like it. So we'll shove a bit of that in the bottom and then layer these in, and then as we put some in, we'll fold it over, have it round it, some more in, lay it over. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. And just fill up the box. In goes the tiny weeny phone. Job done. Nothing can move in there. Just check I haven't left anything on the side. Do you ever do that? Pack something up, seal the box, put the label on, and then find, like, the worst one is remotes. Like you sell like a video player or something. Spend ages packing it, seal it all up. Then you look to the side and there's a remote control sat there, or the power lead. I've even sent stuff and then next day come into the office, oh, here's a remote control. So always check around. I nearly did it yesterday. I sold the Duplo fire station at the end of yesterday, packed it up, got it straight in the post. I packed the whole thing and it had 2 swinging doors on the front of the fire station. Finished packaging it all, looked to the side, there was one of the doors. So I had to unseal it all, put that in. Yeah, always check around you before you seal your box is what I'm saying. Anyway, I think everything is in there. So, hang on, there we go. So we'll seal it. Tape gun. Right. So anyway, I hope you are all good. I hope sales have been strong where you are. We're doing okay, we're ticking along nicely. Now we're back from the festival and our few weeks of having guests come has finished. We are going to really get on the listing. I can't wait to pile loads of stuff on and hopefully clear a lot of this stuff. We are also in the process of setting up the antiques booth. So we'll be able to move a load of stuff out of here. A lot of the stuff that's out there in the corridor, boxed up, that's going to leave the building and go down there. But if you saw, I did put out a video where I showed the kind of work in progress, what it's like now. There's not really a whole lot of space there. Ideally, I think, as long as it works out and makes money, we're going to have 2 units down there. But yeah, the point is that will relieve some of the stress on this space, right? Because it is rammed in there. So yeah, we're busy. We're looking forward to getting into listing and piling the stuff on. I'll probably set myself a listing challenge soon and just really cane the listings. But there you go. That is the Sylvanian family's furniture. Nothing moving in there. Just need a label for it. So let's go and grab the hex bugs, and we're going to need a much bigger box for that one. So yeah, this is an ongoing issue. There's a whole load of stuff that's scrap, to go to the scrapyard, loads of wire, stainless steel, brass and all that stuff. This is all... Oh, someone's coming. Hello? Hello.
I'm looking for a tax folder.
Oh,
because
tax.
I've got all the best jobs.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what that is? I think I put it over there. I don't know if it's still there.
I think maybe under here. Oh, no. Yeah, we tucked it in here, didn't we?
Right.
Temporarily. Possibly. While I think of it, I put a new brass doorknob on here because that didn't have one. And when this door pushed forwards and clipped into place, you couldn't open it from the inside. You had to get a screwdriver on here and pry it open. So now we have a brass doorknob. Hooray! Right, anyway, I was saying, this is all earmarked to go to the boot sale. Look at it, it's out of control. I need to find some crates and box it up. Peppa Pig here. Anyway, right, let's grab this. Oh, I'm going to need 2 hands. Right, you go there. Whee. Oh my goodness. I can hardly reach over the box. You're all wonky. There we go. So, yes, I'm going to have a rummage about and see if I have a box that's big enough for this. Surely I do somewhere. That is going to be probably too big, actually. Yeah, let's see if I've actually got one a little bit smaller. That's huge. This might be the one. Or is that exactly the same size? It might be. This has those handy little, if you can see them, scored lines in it. So we can cut it down to size if it is way too big. Right, I'm going to go with that one. Right, so I'll do this down here because it's the only place I can get an angle to actually show you what I'm doing. So I think that's going to be adequate. I'm just going to pack this as neatly as I can in there and maybe void fill around the top when I get to that point. These are all of the bugs and some other smaller bits and pieces in there. And then yeah, it's just going to be a case of packing it neatly so it's not all crashing about. I don't think this needs any particular padding. It will be fine, like I say, as long as it's not bouncing around in there. These are the little tubes that the hex bugs came in. I thought I might as well leave those in there. There's more here. Chuck them in. So yeah, I'm really lacking in energy at the moment after a couple of weeks of having people to stay all the time and then a long weekend at the festival. I'm shattered. I need a week off after the festival. Right, I don't want to just pour it in. I'm trying to stack it a little bit neatly. These sort of parts look I can stack quite neatly. And then we have this bit here is huge. So that can lay, there we go. You see that? That lays in there quite nicely. These all stack up. There we go. Right. Another stack there. Another one. Oh, losing bits. So this came from a local yard sale in Cliffsend, which is a village really, not far from Ramsgate. There was a yard sale there, I think the week after we moved in. And we went down, there weren't many stalls at all. There was only, we might have visited 10 stalls if we were lucky, not even that. But yeah, I bought quite a few things at one stall. And it included this lot, and I'm pretty sure I paid £5. And it sold for 40, so that's not too bad. That's 40 all in, and there'll be a chunk to come off that for postage. But yeah, didn't hang around, which is good. And we get the space back. Right, it's not looking too bad. I've got this space to fill in here. I've got all of that to go. At the bottom is all of the instructions and some of the original packaging. That can lay on top, I think. We were talking the other day about doing our reseller meetup again and whether we would actually go back to Hitchin, which has become the traditional place where we do our meetups. And I think we've pretty much decided if and when we do another one, we're going to have it here in Ramsgate. There's some amazing places we could host it. There is the world's biggest Wetherspoons down on the beachfront, down by the harbour. That's the likely location if we do it here, and that's the current plan. We've been doing them as a late Christmas party in January for the last 3 or 4 years. That's how we've done it. So I think that's going to be the plan. So after Christmas, we'll have a bit of a get together down here. So come down if you want to. Once we decide on a date and all of that, we'll let you know, don't worry. Right, we're nearly there. I'm just squeezing in these bits on the top. Looking good. Someone's going to have a lot of fun with this. I did have a play with the bugs. It's really quite fascinating because they just vibrate and then they move around with the vibrations. And there's bugs in here that can go up vertical tubes because they have kind of like, almost like hairs sticking out. So they kind of wedge themselves in a tube and then vibrate their way up. It's really quite clever. So I can understand the appeal of this. I think if this was around when I was a kid, I probably would have been into it. Right, so these are, see there's a whole load of the packaging which shows how things go together. And there's the sheets of instructions as well under here. Yeah, these look. So we've got a whole load of instructions, so that can all lay on top. Two little bits in there. Right, put that in there. So that's looking good and it's pretty level on top. So we will lay that out over the top like so. And then fold the box over. I might have to void fill a little bit because I'm going to have to go to this one. Or I could cut my own level. Anyway, right, let's get the top done. Okay, so cut that corner. We might be able to use this scored line here. We'll have a go. So there. This side has ended up a little bit higher. Well, that works. Cut that a bit shorter. Yeah, it might just work. Yeah, I think so. So I'm just going to cut that one shorter. This one. Right, nearly there. And then that one. Excellent. So what I'll do, cut that so we've got a neat join here. And that will be good to go. Right. Oh, take gun. Right, so along there. Oops. Right, and there we have it. It's going to be a little bit rattly because there's loads of small pieces in there, but that is done. Right, while I'm down here, I get the weight. Right, I'm going to guess 5 kilos. 585. No, 65. No, it is 85. 585. Write that on before I forget. Pen. Where's my pen? Here we go. 5.85. Right, so we just need a couple of labels. So we have a small parcel to a kilo. Okay. Right, excuse and ignore the mess. Right, so print that. Plug it in, and it will go. Right, that's that one done. And then the big one, so weight was 5.85 kilos. We've got 43 centimeters, 42 centimeters, and 27. Okay, do that. Skip that. Come on, label. Donk. Right. One label. So, wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. There we go. So I need to go and do a drop off now. Yeah, happy with that. Very happy, particularly with this one, to shift all of that bulk. And the Duplo police station went yesterday. That was another big item. Yeah, it's going well. So thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to carry on watching me, check out this video here. This is me 5 or 6 years ago in my old Tat Cave, which was my converted garage of the house I lived in Hitchin. So I'll see you over there in a sec. I might have less grey hair. Ta-ra.